Alex Prager is a filmmaker and photographer based in Los Angeles, California, and was born in Los Feliz in 1979. When she was 14, her parents gave her permission to drop out of school and move to Switzerland with a friend to work in a knife shop. After a year of working and saving money in this knife shop, she began traveling Europe. She states that the education she received was from being out in the world and growing her worldview, rather than growing her knowledge. She first got into photography when she attended a show at the Getty Museum for William Eggleston's artwork. This artwork inspired and influenced her in her own creations. Usually, people stick to one subject that they know best, but Alex works with both photography and videography. Alex Prager did not attend any traditional schooling to learn her craft. She simply fell in love with photography, so decided to become a photographer. She said that she had an overwhelming sense that she wanted to do it, and now. She didn't see how the pictures in her head that she wanted to make were going to be made quickly enough if she went to school to learn everything, so she just taught herself one thing at a time. Prager started gaining attention in 2007 when she released her series of portraits titled Polyester. These photographs were portraits of young women and girls in Southern California. After this, she began releasing photographic series about once a year. These all took the community by storm. Finally, in 2010, she created her first short film. This film was inspired by the movie The Red Shoes from 1948. Prager had originally shot a photographic series based off of the film, but ultimately decided that a video would be a better way to express the film. This film, entitled Despair, starring Bryce Dallas Howard, showed a young woman in a phone booth, crying. She takes off running down a sidewalk, goes into a building, up to the top story, and out of a window, committing suicide. In Despair, Prager uses extremely bright colors and saturation turned to the max. She uses only striking shots filled with emotion. It is easily understood that she started out as a photographer because all of her film shots are so cinematically pleasing. In 2012, Alex Prager was nominated for and won an Emmy for her film Touch of Evil in New Approaches to News and Documentary Programming. These films involve many famous actors such as Jessica Chastain, George Clooney, Viola Davis, Ryan Gosling, Rooney Mara, Gary Oldman, and Mia Wasikowska, just to name a few. The film is less than one 12-minute long film, and more 13 short 1-minute shots of these actors portraying a different classic Hollywood villain. Her work is very weird, but her style is very crisp. Touch of Evil is like nothing seen before. Each short video is somehow a study on a kind of bad guy an actor would portray. It's very creepy, but very cool. In an article by The Telegraph, Mark Hudson calls Prager's photography work an heir to Hitchcock. He says, if comedic isn't the first word that springs to mind when looking at Prager's images of people drowned and electrocuted and houses burning, there's a sense, as in the films of Hitchcock, who she has referenced in A Tribute to the Birds, that these pictures aren't to be taken entirely at face value. Prager has an interesting approach on how she views her photography. In an interview with Time, she said that the emotions in those pictures were so strong that she preferred to make people look a bit fake. She usually puts some distance between the viewer and the scene. She thinks people would turn away otherwise. Her approach to her artwork is truly inspiring. After one photography exhibit, a producer approached her and offered her money to create a short film, and the rest was history.